Okay, we're back. We're back. This was fluffy. This side is fluffy. This side's not fluffy. Guys, I didn't. I woke up like this. Actually, I'm capping. I'm capping a little bit, just a little bit. I did wake up like this, but and I showered. When I showered, I just went like this to my hair, with water, and then boom. This is why I like short hair. Like shorter hair, like I'll wake up with longer hair like that, I would be just looking a whole mess. Natural mess. I would love to say it like that because it is naturality. I mean, it's natural. Because I woke up, my hair look, right? Okay, so what I wanted to speak about, I wanted to speak lightly, kind of got interrupted. But it tends to be like that. Like, this type of shit, it will be interrupted because people don't want you to say it. Because if you notice that people don't speak about it when they're in their journey, right? So check this out. You're mentally, if you're not grounded mentally, you can go crazy. No, I'm not instilling fear inside of you at all. I mean, the people think that Albert Einstein was crazy. He was a genius, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to you, and what I mean by you got to be grounded, you do got to be grounded within yourself. You got to know that some of these feelings, or whenever things happen to you and you're like, what the fuck? But they all have a reasoning for it. Like, it's not a reasoning, it's a purpose to it. It's all connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't connect it. But you realize that because in this journey, I'm not in that journey. In this journey, it's like a roller coaster. Like, literally. Like, okay, if I can make a roller, which I will, you know what? I'm gonna bring it out. I'm putting it out there. Which I will. Not if. I will make this roller coaster similar, not exactly like, whoa, like if it was exactly like a actual ego death, night of a dark soul, right? Dark night of the soul, right? That's how you say it. Whatever, awakening, whatever you want to call it. It's just a process. I'm gonna call it the process of getting through your journey and going inside. Like, let me tell you what. If you're not, I don't want to say if you're not strong, because you're strong, bro. Like, regardless of what, you're strong. You're strong, but it ain't for the weak. And I feel like that's where people stop. They don't express what happened to them because it probably makes them feel weak. But I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't personally give a fuck about weakness, honestly, because through weakness, I learn my weakness and I'm able to make it into something that helps me be great or better at that weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helps me to grow. And also, it lets me know, like, damn, I do got feelings. I am reality right now. No, it grounds us. It really does. Just really think about it. Just think about it. I know I look crazy, sound crazy, I don't care. But just really think about it. When situations just happens, like, you're like, fuck, you're in the zone, right? And when it happens, you're like, oh shit, this shit happened. Guess where you at? Present. In the moment. And guess what you do? Evaluate everything. Why this? Why that? And what how this even happen? You know, everything is there in the moment. You're not thinking of something else. You're not thinking of the future. You're not thinking of the past. You're just in the moment. And guess what? All of it happens in the moment. Like, all of it. Past, present, and future. All that happens in the moment. It really does. Because this is how I know it really does. Because somebody that right now is a legend. At one point in their lives, they were just doing something they were passionate about. And boom, something came and acknowledged them for what they were doing, right? or it was just time for them to ascend. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't hit like, hey, you about to ascend, bro. Like it's coming now. Like none of that happened. Yeah. That happened in a form of signs. It's letting you know something big's coming through. Like that. But I'm saying, like, in a sense of in your mind, you have to pretty much program your mind. Condition your mind. Yeah. Condition your mind. I don't like using that words, but hey, words are words, right? They're spells, right? But we're going to cut them spells. No, we're not going to use them for ill intentions. We're going to use them for great and powerful and pure intentions, all right? Just like, but with that being said, I'm not going to listen, I ain't going to dark the dark, but we're speaking in light terms at this moment. With that being said, what I was trying to get to is that internally, oh, okay, I guess I was speaking of ego. No, they wanted me to. Okay. Check myself before I read myself, but none in that sense. I had to evaluate what I was saying. In a sense. All right. So the journey is within yourself. So like, what was originally supposed to, because I get distracted sometimes, but that's something as well. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, but that's because I'm seeing exactly what they're trying to say and putting it together. Anyways, with that being said, it's the in between. Okay, when you're in that in between, a lot of people don't talk about the issues in the in between, right? There's a lot of like turmoil, not trauma, like turmoil. I mean, I'm talking about turmoil, like literally something gets shaken the fuck up, like everywhere. Like, okay, so, and you don't even, the thing is that you don't even see it coming until it comes. And when you're already aware, it's like, fuck. Yeah. So epiphanies are often. You'll get epiphanies often. You don't know what epiphany is? Look it up. I mean, it helps to educate yourself. I don't wanna do it myself. I want you to look for yourself. Why I want you to do it look for yourself? Because I want you to do it for yourself. Everything for yourself. Anything that has to do with growing for yourself. Everything for yourself. I'm here to guide you to whatever is going to connect you with yourself, and that's it. But I don't want you to get attached to me, even though that comes with that. That's what I've been seeing on a lot of things, and I'm like, bro, like, I already know that that's something to the T that's gonna come in here this time or near future. But in the process, you will feel like you're losing your mind. You will be listening to, well, in my process, I heard voices. And I thought I was schizophrenic for one point. And you know what's crazy is because there was somebody schizophrenic right in front of me at the moment whenever I started hearing the voice. Well, paying attention to them even more and started acknowledging. I was aware that there were voices, right? Before I heard them, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I will battle with them. But like, it was like a mental battle. It was in silence. It wasn't necessarily like outside. Maybe there was a subconscious reaction outside. But consciously I was reacting outside because I was literally in autopilot. In autopilot, in some way, like being guided to where I'm at right now. But in the times I thought I was losing my mind, I was hearing voices, And then from hearing voices, like everything I put too much focus on, it came to me. So like if I was focused on that too much, it would create more and more, right? And then I was so alone. Like nobody really would talk about it, but there would be a person that would talk about it. Like just like a couple people, either people that did tarot or channeled. You know what I'm saying? One of the two would give me the answer, because I wouldn't be able to get the answer from a person that's actually in front of me unless they're in awareness as well. You know what I'm saying? They're in their own awareness journey too as well. Then that's when I was able, but it was very rare. Very rare. So fucking rare. I still to this day, like, I'm like, fuck. But it's gonna come. It's gonna come. That's why it's coming, actually. It's not gonna come. It's already coming. It's here. Like, it's already here. So in those moments, I wasn't like that, bro. Like, I was just thinking, like, nobody ever's gonna understand me, bro. Like, nobody's ever gonna fucking, like, be okay with understanding who I am and accepting that and loving me regardless of that. You know what I'm saying? And not judge me. I'm not gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking, because I was feeling all of these things, and I seen who I was. And I'm a howlite, I guess you said. The crystal, which is the crystal, I think it's a howlite. That is like white and black, right? Which is light and dark, which is duality at its most. But perfectly imperfect person, you know, like, I got my demons, you know. Hi, how y'all doing? We are friends now, but before they used to take control. Especially when I was hurt. Now they're just, okay, we gonna collaborate on making something powerful, and hey, it's me. But in that moment, I didn't see none of that. I didn't know none of that. I didn't even know about crystals yet. For real, I didn't even know about crystals yet at that moment, I believe, when I heard it. Oh yes, I just started knowing about crystals, but I didn't know, like, I knew about crystals of what social media told me, but I didn't know what crystals was all about for real. Like, the depths of crystals. Because I learned that the intentions is more powerful than what it is, but the amplification's even more powerful. But that shows you. Crystals showed me at the time. Crystals, I didn't know this, but the crystals showed me how beautiful and how powerful a united collaboration between a material form of nature and, I guess we are 3D form of nature, I guess you would say, because it's like we can feel, even though I feel like the crystal can feel as well. They have pretty much all the things that they don't have no judgment, I think. And like how we do, we have more of like, we're very, I don't want to say difficult. It's just, there's a word. It'll come up. Anyways, the crystals. I see how the collaboration is with humans, and the intention and the power, how it does what it does, right? But it just not does what it does when it's on your body. When it's away from us, it does even more, like, way beautiful things. Even though, like, we don't even know that, but we do. And in our presence, it does even more powerful, because it's in our presence, but we give it the attention as well. So it's more of a power. That's what makes it more powerful. Because our intentions empower ourselves, and assurance that crystal is, it's an amplification of the properties and frequencies and energies that you have, or that you want to get rid of, that's surrounding you. Like, okay, you got an auric field, right? And your auric field literally gets cleansed by certain crystals, and get protected by certain crystals, and get amplified in creativity or get lit up, like, with certain crystals. It literally purifies your auric field, and it can stabilize your chakras as well. So that's your field within yourself. And then there's the ones outside of yours, because it's just not, we have the chakras that are within ourselves. Those are the main ones that we really have to acknowledge. I'm not going to say put focus on, because if you were to put focus on just your chakras, you will lose focus on the rest of everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put your focus on one main thing, because then there are things going on elsewhere within your body or outside of your auric field that you don't even know about, but it gives you how do you say it? Signs. You get signs in different forms, either pains here and there. That's something I went through, like pains that I didn't even know, why the fuck am I even feeling these pains? I've never even got cut here, or I never got hurt here or anything like that. There's one pain that has not left, that I do appreciate, and I feel like divinity has it there because of the fact that it helps me ground myself in a sense of like reality. Okay, I have to tell myself that I'm just moving through energies. Boom. All right, the growth from the beginning of hearing the voices, right? These voices would tell me these things, and I didn't even listen. Like, I wouldn't listen because I didn't. I thought it was crazy. I thought I was going crazy at one point. I really thought I was going crazy, because I'm like, bro, like, is the person that's in front of me mental illness tapping into me? Like, is because I'm in my atmosphere, and it's because it's around my atmosphere isn't affecting me, right? And I'm like, bro, I'm judging that person, like, when in reality he's a freaking cool ass guy. But I really didn't judge him in his face, and I really didn't treat him like that. But it was just the point that outside in my own bubble, I was pretty much seeing like that, and I felt like I was judging him by saying, just because of his mental illness, I'm starting to feel the same, right? That's like saying I'm gay. I mean, you know, back in the day when people don't really like, you know, they're homophobic people, they would say they didn't want you to hang out with their children because they didn't want their children to come out gay, right? Because it's a disease. That's how they saw it was. And in church, they see it as a sin, right? But it was like a form of disease, because if whatever you surround yourself, you become, right? But it's true that, like, atmosphere wise, frequency wise, like, you can collaborate with someone, but you don't necessarily have to be surrounded by them 24/7. You hear that, right? That's so mind-blowing right now that I'm listening to that, because before, like, I'm like, bro, like, so many freaking different codes from different area codes, different people, different perspectives were placed upon, that I intook, were placed around my surrounding, that I intook from my own. And I'm like, bro, like, all the masks come off, because they were put on, the mask were put on just for me to surround myself with those people in that perspective, because I didn't really see that way, because I love people in general. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really, if racism could die, like, if that could be one thing to go away, I would eliminate it, for real. If we were to have New World and that can be eliminated, if I can eliminate that one thing, I would. Why? Because you don't understand the damage that really does. If you really understood how much it hurts you as an individual and how much it hurts to others, you're not hurting the others at all, in a sense of, like, as much as you're hurting yourself. That's what I mean. Like, you're not hurting them as much as you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself even more of it. It's just way in depths. When you understand that in reality we're all connected, and yes, we may be different, but we're all different. Every single one of us is different. It doesn't matter of color. It doesn't matter of color. If we were all the same color, we're all different. Because if I can create a whole world of the same color purple, everybody's purple. And everybody's different, unique. they will still act the same as they do now, because you're unique, you're different. I mean, the comparison will come around and stuff like that, but that's the beauty of it all. Because in order for, let's say you felt you had that comparison problem, and then you learned that you don't need to compare yourself, that you're unique, you're yourself, right? But you had to learn, though, because if you only knew, hey, I'm unique, ain't nobody like me, you know what I'm saying, and your feelings only knew that, right? You're gonna stay with that, right? I mean, that's the leadership part, but where's the experience of the world that you're around? Where's the experience? You know what I'm saying? The taste. Where's the taste at? Like, you're having what something, it's habitual, but where's the taste? Like, that's what I can say about relationships. When people are in a relationship, I mean, people that are 20 years and 40 years in a relationship, I mean, I know for a fact that somewhere in there, in those years, they definitely had to spice it up. They definitely had to go out of their comfort zone to just feel good about their own relationship and their own selves within themselves, with living with themselves or loving with each other. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they want to make it work. If they want this to work, you feel me? Like, and that's the same thing with yourself. And I feel like that's the same thing with the world. Like, we're all different, and it's needed like that. It makes it so magical the way it is. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that we do have an imbalance at this moment, you know, and I don't want to diminish the fact that shit's happening. I don't want to dim it either, but I also want to shed light that it's only temporary, and a beautiful world is here. It's just, all has to fall. All has to fall that doesn't belong. That the balance bring, the imbalance bring, it has to fall. There will be balance. And a wonderful life is here. Like, a wonderful, like, life is here. It's just, think about it, bro. Like, really think about it as an energy. What a wonderful life to live. We wake up in the morning and we can create our lives and know that we have the magic inside, and we don't have to hide or lie. What a wonderful life to live. What a wonderful life and time to be, where you can be anything you want to be. You can receive abundance in any form, and you notice and you remember who you are. What a wonderful life to be in. Yes, we keep seeing crazy things, but the beautiful thing is, what a wonderful life to be in, to see everyone going within themselves and falling in love with themselves. What a wonderful life to be in, where awareness is such a beautiful awakening. I'm so grateful for this life that I'm living at this moment, presently. Because at one point in this moment, in another time, or another dimension, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, something else is existing. It's not like this. Actually, it's restricted. But we get the freedom to create beauty, passion, truth. Because when we choose ourselves, only pure energy comes out. Connected to divinity, we're connected at all. And we're all connected, y'all feel me? I love y'all. You're amazing, and please don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right.